Hello and welcome to the Untold Stories Project, and tonight we are presenting a new episode of Born to Rage, our World of the Apocalypse game set in White Wolf's World of Darkness. My name is Jonesy, and I will be the storyteller for this evening. A quick note for those unfamiliar with the World of Darkness, this is a horror setting where the players take on the roles of monsters, in our case, werewolves, better known as Guru to their society. A little bit about about this particular stream. This is a horror game, so the players may engage in adult language and content at times. Along with that, they will encounter scenes of graphic violence and may encounter NPCs who use offensive and unenlightened language. This season, the story does deal with the Valkenburg Foundation, and the topics of mental health and trauma can come up and will come up in some cases. If those topics are ones that you're uncomfortable with, we get that, and we encourage you to check out one of our other great streams instead, such as our something Dragons podcast, which is a Pathfinder game, or our Nether War Mutants and Masterminds superheroic game, which we also host on our channel. With that being said, let's meet our pack.
Also, thank you to whoever just did an anonymous gift sub for a random Gemini. Oh, that notification was very loud in my ear. Okay. Anyway, I'm Alex, and I will be playing the part of Darren tonight, who is a former New York City homicide detective turned Godzilla stan, who's very glad we didn't end the world on accident the last time we were out and about last week. I am a Arun Get a Fenris, or Get a Fenris Arun.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron. I am playing Kennedy, Blood on the Dance Floor. Kennedy is a Galliard of the Fianna tribe. Before she found out that she could turn into a 9-foot-tall rage monster, she was a up-and-coming, aspiring professional Irish dancer, but said discovery kind of put a kibosh on that hope. So now she's just trying to deal with being a literal monster and discovering that apparently fairies are after her. So.
Hey everybody, I am Killian. I'm back at it again, trying to figure out where the line is drawn between making a profit and being loyal to the tribe. And we're currently working our way out of hell in a bunker in the Umbra.
I am Andy, no, not that one, and I will be playing Del, the lupus-born Theurge from the Children of Gaia. Prior to realizing that he was a werewolf, he mainly chased squirrels and the occasional vole.
So with that, thank you. So if you are joining us tonight for the first time or rejoining us, as a reminder, we are a small independent channel. So our goal is to highlight small games in smaller settings that don't get as much love as some of the big three. If you like what we do encourage you to follow, subscribe, like, all that other fun stuff on whether you're catching us on Twitch or catching us on YouTube or. That being said, if you do give us a follow or subscribe, you can unlock bonuses. Tonight we did have a gifted sub be given to one of our viewers, Random Gemini, who has decided to give a boost to the pack. For some reason, she thinks we might have trouble tonight, I guess. So what happens is with that is we give extra bonus dice that go into a pool that the pack can draw from. So with that, I would like to ask one of my pack members to give us kind of a brief recap of who and what the Valkenburg Foundation is.
I'll do that. So, the Valkenburg Foundation, whom we are the questing pack for, is a sort of a stronghold of mental health for Guru society out in the backwoods of Montana. Is that where we are?
Wyoming.
And they run an ad hoc sort of psychiatric facility for Guru who have lost their way, who are either having trouble adjusting to the ongoing trauma of finding out that you're a Guru, or who have wandered off into the Umbra and gone crazy, because that place is a wild, crazy town. And anybody would go crazy going out there, as far as I know. The trail mix pack has sort of slotted into the questing pack role, which the questing pack is sort of the guru who are tasked with going out and rescuing prospective patients and bringing them back for evaluation, or doing anything really that the Foundation needs. A role that I think we have done a fabulous job in. Even though I think our success rate is like we brought one person back. We killed one person that we were supposed to bring back because he went crazy and started a gang war in New York City. Are those the only two people that we've gone out to go find and rescue?
We also, tracked down the person who was skinning the lupus guru who were living near the Valkenburg Foundation. I guess that wasn't technically questing pack duties, but it kind of was.
Hey, we were definitely the best hit squad they could have sent.
And we had the mission that took place off camera between seasons 2 and 3.
Yes. Yes.
So with that, so anyone who would like to tell our audience about the most recent mission that you guys have just wrapping up? Anyone?
All right, I'll do it. So we had, Gretchen, the director of the Valkenburg Foundation, had been given a letter letting her know that there was a Jane Doe who had been taken in to the Northwest Labs for psychiatric evaluation study, who had weird amnesia states and was causing a hypnotic effect on the people who saw her in her weird fugue states, which sounds an awful lot like the delirium. So we moon-bridged our way off near to Seattle to break into the lab, which we were able to successfully get into the lab after terrorizing a local janitor. Made our way.
That way, it sounds much less righteous.
Well, it's not wrong.
Of all the people we encountered on this trip, I think he's the one we terrorized the least.
I think we probably terrorized him the most, and he arguably deserved it the least. Most of the rest of them we just killed before we could terrorize them.
Tomato, tomato.
Anyhow, so we, using the janitor's credentials, we broke our way into the lab, managed to find the location of the guru. When we got there, we found that her spirit was basically not in her body and was off into the deep umbra. Tracked it down into the deep umbra, had an encounter with a talking catfish, took a second totem, which is not really something you're supposed to do, but I'm sure that won't come back to bite us at all. That totem spirit, whose name I will never be able to accurately pronounce, gave us the girl's spirit. We took it back to her body, discovered that she was also being possessed by a psychomake. We killed that, and then hightailed it out of the Northwest Labs, mostly through the Umbra, with a fair amount of blood and mayhem in the way, or in the process.
Awesome. So first off, thank you both for doing the recaps. As a bonus for that tonight, I'm going to give Darren a bonus which will allow him to call on the strength defenderess, which basically means for one round he can boost his strength. And Kennedy, at one point, you will have the luck of the Irish, so you'll be able to have one free reroll.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So.
Can I save my strength defenderess to punch Odin in his good eye?
You need about 2 or 3 more ranks before you dare to do that.
I need my big fuck off hammer before I can do that too.
Yes. So with that, yes, the pack is still up in Washington State. You have made your way out of the lab. You do have Janet with you, as you find out her name is. She is a member of the Black Fury tribe. Uh, and as you make your way back to the Sept, you do realize that it's an. You look up and you see the half moon kind of fading slowly on its way to fade away. Um, it was new moon when you went on your little trek into the deep umbra, so time has gone wonky on you as you've been. The time in the umbra, the deep umbra, does not jive necessarily always with the passing of days in the real world. So, as you're experiencing firsthand. So,
Riverdale, what's the date?
Today is
and you check your phone and you realize your phone's dead. The battery's dead.
It checks out.
inconclusive. Today is that's what today is.
Well, hopefully we went forward in time and not backwards in time.
That possible?
I don't know. I didn't know it was possible to go forward in time like that. I assumed everybody could time travel forwards at a fixed rate.
Well, it's more that when we're in the Umbra, time doesn't always pass at the same speed. I mean, we shouldn't be going back in time, but it's certainly possible that hours there could take days here. I could tell you some stories.
So with that, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that the pack is going to be heading to Cauldron Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are able to make your way back towards Cauldron Rock area.
Are we able to talk to Janet and find out what happened to her?
Yeah.
I mean, we're very glad that we were able to come bring you back, but what exactly happened to you?
It's really fuzzy. Me and my pack were tracking down some people who absconded with some kinfolk. Ended up in a warehouse in Ontario, which, and unbeknownst to us, was infested with Banes. I remember us fighting the Banes. I remember Malcolm, my packmate, falling, and then just claws and blood, and then nothing.
Do you remember being with the traveling freak show?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Now that makes me think that we need to find that. Well, if not we, someone needs to find that freak show, because if they were able to take a guru.
And make it so the guru didn't know that she was took. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and I have some vague flashes, like hazy, like dreamlike memories of something in the wild, and a stag with a fish head.
Right, that's where we found you, or who we found you with.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Look, Janet, we represent an institution dedicated to bettering the mental health of Guru. We think it would be for your own good if you came with us to at least get looked at by the doctor.
But of course, you're free to make your own decisions. We're gonna head back over to the Red Rock Sept, and they're going to open a moon bridge for us to go back to Valkenburg. But Of course, you're free to go wherever you'd like, but we'd like to offer Valkenburg services to you.
It sounds like it might be a good idea, at least until I get some bearings and maybe find out if I can track down any of my pack.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm in the States.
Yeah.
Yes, although not too terribly far from Canada. We're in Washington.
Yeah, that's basically America, Canada.
I kind of want to point out, though, that this is still more or less the opposite end of Canada from.
Yes, you're much further west than you were.
Dell, however, would not have the slightest idea what any of that was about. So,
Dell doesn't know what a Canada is.
oh, he might have. He thinks it's a small serving dish. Yeah, for roasted vegetables.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. So, as the pack is makes their way back, and it's been several days has passed in the real world, and you do arrive at the sept. They seem a little surprised to see you. Not like a shock and awe, but more of a, oh, he didn't die.
I mean, it's fair.
We're pretty good at that.
It's not fair.
It's okay. There's always next time.
Only my parents are supposed to be disappointed in me. What is this? You did what you said.
So,
The sept didn't have anything to do with our mission.
They sure didn't.
So, so with that, they offer you, obviously, hospitality for the evening. You're welcome to crash here tonight, rest, recover, and then they will, tomorrow night, they'll arrange for the moon bridge to be open and for you to go home.
We appreciate it.
While you're in the sept, the pack does have the chance to, like I said, rest, recover. So no one took damage from silver, or I believe.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So you will be able to make sure that your health's all fixed up, because you are going to be spending some time in the sept. I will actually let you also get all of your rage, gnosis, and willpower back.
Awesome.
Since you were so successful, you did manage to actually do the mission, make a deal with an incarna spirit, a totem spirit, find your way through the deep over. You accomplished a fair lot. Your characters should be pretty proud of themselves. So, yeah.
Just a little
Got
pat on the
lost
back
once.
here.
Granted, we apparently got lost for several months, or at least several weeks.
Several
We
days,
did it like professionals.
just days.
No. Okay. Well,
So, and which days is actually something that Killian can confirm. One of the kinfolk does arrange for you to be able to get your phone charged.
God.
He just said, "Don't tell his boss."
Oh, your boss what?
this is a sept maintained predominantly by Red Talons.
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna say
astonished
that.
that anybody can charge anything here.
Yep.
Surprisingly, what you charge it on is actually a rock,
Oh,
bound with electric spirit.
That means you have an
Well,
electric
me that
spirit in
one.
your phone now.
I know, right?
Cell phones can be awakened, just so you know. You can make it a fetish.
The world of darkness is full of darkness.
I love the world of darkness. It's so ridiculous at times.
So, So unless there's something specifically, you are able to spend the next day or so getting to know a little bit more about Janet, getting to know a little bit more about the Black Fury tribe in general, and just kind of learning and recovering and resting and eating and drinking and basically recovering from a rather harrowing experience.
Before we go across the moon bridge, can I give the key card to that facility to Long Wolf or Tall Wolf?
Yeah,
Big Dad. I don't remember what his name was.
Big Daddy Wolf.
that's a Glasswalker name. Tall Wolf.
Long Wolf just has
Yeah.
the wrong connotations.
Because Tall Wolf is tall. He's nearly 9 feet tall.
Yes.
Yeah, I will hand this key card to Tall Wolf and I'll say, we have to get back to the Sept, but this will give you access to the apes facility if you want to get in there and start killing folks.
Woohoo! He'll thank you, and bonus points for Darren actually using red talon slang for humans. So
Hey, I pay attention sometimes.
Kill these
Actually, a
damn
little-
dirty apes.
so
I'm actually a little surprised that Darren's okay with that, but
I
You know, they're trying to destroy the planet. It's the least I can do to lower my carbon sphere.
not judging, just surprised.
So, with that, the pack is it's about sunset. They're going to be kicking off the moot shortly after moonrise later this evening. Is anyone going to go? Actually, first off, who would like to make me an etiquette roll?
Sure.
Not it.
What's an etiquette?
That seems
What's
like a
that?
Kennedy trick.
Yeah.
no, I actually picked up a dot in etiquette over this last week. I figured I earned it.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty's going to be 6.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
Cool. Well, it hasn't been a full month. It would probably be good form to bring some sort of offering tonight to the Sept.
Right.
Do you want me to go pick up some KFC or something?
We're gonna kill that bear like we talked about.
What bear? We talked about killing a bear?
Yeah. Till I remembered it was human sacrifices they wanted.
They probably just want a gift, right? Like, I don't know,
So-
Kennedy, what do you think is an appropriate gift?
I mean, I'm sure there's other people who are guards at that facility who have apartments in town.
You spend the key card as a gift?
I'm not 100% sure we want to do that, but if you want something that they're going to appreciate,
But an all-access pass to the chicken coop, they can do whatever they want. Whatever they want with that.
oh, absolutely.
Cool. Is
I
that
mean,
what the-
we can probably also just bring, go hunting in the woods and bring something, and it would be appropriate. But well,
Yeah, I
most
think
of most of the blood on here on this floor is belongs to a human.
Probably not all the same one.
Well, no, probably not.
So, So what does the pack think? You gonna try to spend the key card as an offering, or or you
No,
gonna try
because
something
that
else?
key card was me holding up my end of the bargain for helping them with their logging problem.
Was it?
I mean, that's how I'm looking at it.
My glasswalker car salesman brain is trying to figure out what we could do.
Like I said, if we just go out into the woods and hunt, it would probably be appropriate. But
That might be. That's sort of the problem. I think most of the humans we met in town actually were not the sort of people that.
no, I
mean,
thought
they
that,
just sort of, yeah.
I thought that he was the person we got the card from was going to be, but he was more sad than anything else. But I think anyone who if we can find records for anyone who is working security in the weapons facilities, then I wouldn't shed any tears over them not seeing the sun.
We would have to go back there.
What about the professor, the doctor?
I don't think we ever found.
I thought we had an apartment or an address.
Yeah, Jonesy, what's come up with that since our shenanigans? Has he found my essay or anything?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Since they had a couple days, and multiple days has passed since you've been your little Umbra sidetrack. Yeah, you were able to get the address for the doctor. Yeah, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I have his home address right here, his social security number, his favorite color. It's all here. You can go grab that guy if you want.
His favorite color is eggshell.
Ew. What a terrible person.
A crew.
You know, Darren, you're our alpha. It's going to be your decision. But like I said, if a man who is doing experiments on Gru, I'm not going to shed tears over him.
Yeah, I think he's the. I think that's the one we want to grab. Is him. That way, we're not strolling into trying to grab a bunch of armored and armed guards. I think we could take one nerd and bring him here to cut open for the talons.
I buy that.
Let's go get him.
Jonesy, just to be sure, I'm not, with my 2 successes, I'm not totally off base on what the Talons would be accepting of an offer, am I?
No, you're not at all. Yeah, hunting, whether it be for a garbage human, would be ideal, but hunting for anything else would also be appropriate.
So do we want to flex while we're in their home turf, or do we just want to go home quick and dirty?
The other possibility is if they're having trouble with loggers, going and trashing a logging camp also might be inappropriate.
I won't lie, that sounds a lot more fun than any of the murder stuff.
I do like the sound of that.
Totally. That seems reasonable to me as well.
Like that scene in Tarzan. I'm ready.
Somebody light a piano on fire like Phil Collins did. Let's get out of here.
Wait a minute. Phil Collins lit a piano on fire?
It was wild.
You've been paying attention to that man's career.
That's just not a Phil Collins flex, man. There's no call for that. That is an unearned.
Look, he did not have to go that hard on that soundtrack for Tarzan. He could have collected his paycheck. He showed up and he gave his A+, and that is what we need
like
to do.
that soundtrack.
I do too. That soundtrack is
Like
awesome.
John Mayer smashing his guitar. Like it's like, no, I don't buy it.
Fun fact, the localization of all of Phil Collins' music, everybody who does the language impression for Tarzan pretends to sound like Phil Collins. Like they do his accent and everything in their own language.
So,
Yeah, I say we go trash the logging camp. Let's do that.
I like that. Let's do that.
Has anybody else noticed, by the way, that Daniel Radcliffe is essentially aging into looking like Phil Collins?
Yes.
I didn't until you just said that.
He
now,
actually.
now I'm
yeah.
sad.
I'm like, now is the time. If there's ever going to be a Genesis biopic, he's ready.
All right, let's go
Doesn't
smash it
have
up.
to be a Genesis biopic.
So, with that, I'm going to need a wits and primal urge check from someone.
Ooh, hey.
That sounds like a Dell thing.
It
Um,
feels like a Dell thing.
I've got 6 dots in it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I've got
Roll
6
off.
dots of it.
You really have a lot of primal urge?
I do have 3 dots in Primal Urge.
Oh. Yeah, I've got 3 and 3, but I'm also in lupus form already. I don't know how that. How about I just roll some dice?
Oh, I'm still in Krynos form. That's probably why.
That's that'll go well.
I'm all roided out.
Why?
Actually, if we went back to their sept, I'm assuming we're all in either lupus or hispo.
Probably for the best. Let's see.
Janet, just don't talk about your doctor visit. They don't like that stuff here.
Let's see here.
Janet very much lets you know that she's met a few talons, and so yeah, she's aware. Surprisingly, the talons and the furies don't hate each other.
No.
Hey there. What is the difficulty on that? Is it 6?
Yeah, diff 6.
6. Actually, no, I don't get a boost to my primal urge from being in lupus form.
Nope.
Ooh, jeez. Yeah, that didn't come out so good.
I got you. I'll roll one.
Yep, I botched it away.
No regrets.
1 success.
Whatever I was sniffing for, it was not in the air tonight.
God, none of you are doing well.
I got
So-
1 success.
Derek got a success.
All that matters. So with that, you are able to lead the pack through the rather large wilderness area outside the sept that is unfamiliar to you, since you haven't been here before, really explored a lot, and you follow your nose and are able to get the scent of the faint scent of machinery and oil and gas, things like that, and track down a small logging camp. The camp has actually got a couple cabins. So those makeshift trailer type cabins that they bring in, they pop down. And along with that, there is a perimeter chain link fence, and there's some heavy duty machinery. There's a makeshift road leading to and from it, so that the big logging 18-wheelers can actually drive up there and be loaded up. So
It's a good thing I was
you
able to
do
lead
see-
us through this land of confusion.
I start taking those bonus dice away from you.
No, wait.
Alex, that's all.
Oh no! You did it again!
So with that, there's some lights on in those cabins. Is there anything specifically you want to do? Are you trying to be subtle about it, or are you trying to just gonna go in and
You know,
go full Krynos and rip stuff apart? Or
yeah,
you-
I
you
want
know-
to I kind of want to go Krynos and go reenact my favorite Jason Voorhees fantasies. And
Yeah,
just
but-
storm out of the woods as a group of raged out roid monsters and just kill everybody who's in there.
I was figuring we were just gonna trash the place, but yeah, I mean, if you want to, I don't know.
I was expecting you to throw like one of the bulldozers, since that seems to be the sort of thing you do.
I can try to pick up a
Darren.
bulldozer. I've never tried to pick one of those up before. Watch my back. I'm gonna shift into Krynos and go pick up the bulldozer.
Remember to bend at the knees.
Bend with the knees, not with the tail.
Okay, that was an Andy comment, not a Dell one.
You know, sometimes I'm not sure who's who anymore. So,
Worried our pack leader's gonna end up with hip dysplasia.
All right, I'm looking up feats of strength right now, Jonesy. Okay.
Okay.
So in Krynos form, my strength is 8.
Good God.
How much strength do I need to throw this bulldozer?
That's where my money's at. I'm on 3.
Well, throwing a pickup truck is a 15.
I was thinking more flip than throw, but if you want to go big, go for it.
Chuck it. Use a willpower.
I have to use the willpower to even try this.
We'll use 2 willpower. You're able.
like,
What would you like me to roll, Jonesy? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm double checking real quick.
It's a willpower roll to act outside your strength range.
Yeah.
I mean, you can flip a small car with a 7. Now, a bulldozer is obviously more than a small car, but
You know what? Screw it. Take their car that takes them home and throw it into the bulldozer. Break both of them.
Well, I kind of want to flip the bulldozer. Is the bulldozer on an incline that I can flip it over the incline and make it go down and hit something?
Sure.
All right.
Since you're flipping it, not trying to actually pick it up full tilt, I will say it is right up there with tossing an SUV.
All right. I got this. That's a 14. So I have to roll a willpower check first to even attempt it?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Difficulty 9. I'm not very good at willpower, but we'll see how it goes. 1 success! What do I have to do now that I've got 1 success?
So that basically, the number of successes you get actually is what boosts your strength. So
Can I put it in neutral before I try to flip it over?
I don't think there's a neutral for that.
well, flipping a small car is actually a lot less than tossing an SUV. You said your strength in Krynos is
It's 8. My strength plus athletics is 10, if that matters.
gonna flip the bugger over. I mean, we could just all of us flip it over.
No, I
sure.
got
I mean,
this.
we can all go in on it. You know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this is your thing.
This is an alpha thing, okay? I gotta
I'm
do
having a good
this.
time.
Sorry.
I've got my tree stump. I've got my snacks. I got this man trying to flip a car. I'm having a good time.
I'm still learning the dynamic here.
Fenris, help me. Fenris, grant me strength.
yeah. So you're able to flip the. You don't do it super elegantly, but you are able to flip the bulldozer.
And I'm gonna give a loud and powerful "fuck you, Odin" howl to the moon.
So
I assume Kennedy knows that that's what that howl means, but
Yeah.
So with that, yeah, the pack is able to and the rest of you gonna also cause chaos and stuff, or you just.
I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy. I just want to see where all the lumber's stacked up and just kick out the beam holding it up.
Cool. So yeah, between the four of you, you're able to trash the camp.
Do they have any sort of records on site?
Your guess is yes, because you do see that there's a what's the word for it? Cell tower and terminal. So, in the sense that they have computers and therefore they probably have records on site, as opposed to they're not old school. They don't have filing cabinets full of records.
Okay. I'll nudge Killian and say, "So Riverdale, any chance you can hit them where it's going to really hurt beyond just destroying this camp with what's in there?"
I can do that. I'll just rip the power cord off the antenna. Magic. Glasswalker stuff.
Woohoo!
I was thinking something a little bit more elegant, but fine, that's good too.
Nah, these are all remote laptops. The data isn't even here for me to mess with.
Let's take their hotspot.
Let's take their 5G, stupid humans giving everybody the Rona.
Let's set their homepage to MySpace.
Let's delete Chrome off their browser.
Set their default search engine to Bing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, okay, we're monsters, but you can only go so far.
And everyone loses a dot in humanity.
What was that? Oh yeah, I set the timer on the coffee to 15 minutes late last week.
Forgot about that.
We're doing that again here.
Just like that, we lost our Bing sponsorship. This trap.
So with that, you're able to trash the camp. Between the group of you, you're able to pretty much cause some serious damage.
This little icon of Clippy pops up. It's like, it looks like you are trashing a logging camp. Would you like some help?
Fuck yeah, Clippy.
Oh,
Oh well. Please.
I want Clippy as a totem spirit.
Don't think
He's not a totem spirit. He's a spirit ally. With that, you guys, managed to decimate the camp. Rip out a chunk of the engine from a couple of the logging trucks, to bring them back as proof of your kill,
Trophies.
your kill per se.
Yeah.
You make your way back. As you're on your way back, Killian, your pocket buzzes.
Oh no. Is it the Free Me Boy?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's good.
Sup, you up?
Free?
Free?
No, you do have but as you check your phone, you do have a new text message. It doesn't say who it's from though.
Hope it's from Brittany. What does it say?
As you open it, the message says, "You're needed at Valkenburg."
Oh, guys, we have to get back to work. We can't keep trashing the camp.
They're going to open a moon bridge for us tomorrow. They're going to be the fastest way for us to get back.
That's true. Wait, who has my number at Valkenburg?
Good question.
Oh yeah.
There's no return indicator of who sent the text message.
Wonder if it's that phone I left in the jail cell.
I wonder if it's the phone you left in the jail cell.
How did he know we're needed at Valkenburg?
I had forgotten that you had left a phone in the jail cell.
I hadn't.
I had also forgotten that you left the phone there.
I don't like to say left. It sounds very empty-headed. I like to say planted.
I'm standing by my assessment.
given to the current occupant of a cell.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah, there's no indication of who sent it.
Yeah, I'll text back. Almost done. Love you. Bye.
Although, actually, I suppose that perhaps we should check in with Gretchen. Like, not responding to that text message, but just checking in with her and letting her know what we found.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Hmm.
Let's get back to
She looks meaningfully at her pack alpha.
No, I agree. Go forth.
So-
Be fruitful and
Let's get
multiply.
back to Murder Stone so I can get a signal.
So you are able to go back and here are our trophies. They seem pretty, again, surprised, but not in a bad way. More of a, oh, you did stuff like you said you would, and you walk on two legs. That's kind of surprising.
You know, we tried to do our best to be good children of Gaia.
But I thought you were going to finish.
Well, you know, the royal we children of Gaia.
It's twice removed.
In the sense that we're all Gaia's children.
Yes, that way.
So they are able to open a moon bridge for you, so they can send you back.
Okay.
So they later that evening they do hold a moot, where they tell stories about their latest battles that with the current logging area. There is one of the theories who talks about a recent rush of activity, even greater around the wildling, not far from there.
Kennedy will sing a epic tale of Darren's flipping of the bulldozer.
The dozer are flipping.
Those are Flippington.
So with that, after the moot, they are able to open the moon bridge. You are able to go through. You arrive back in the Sept of the Pure Heart, which is the local sept in Montana. Wyoming, and I'm confused.
Wyoming.
West Florida.
It's Wyoming, I know, because I looked up that there is actually an Irish dance school in Wyoming.
So, and you do return to the sept. From the sept, you are able to make your way back to the Valkenburg Foundation, which is not far from the sept. And you arrive. By the time you arrive, most of the grounds around and activity around the Valkenburg Foundation has quieted down for the evening. It's rather late by the time you arrive. And with that, you're able to settle back in. Are you going to try to arouse anyone, wake anyone up now, or wait till the morning to introduce Janet to the staff? And
I mean, there should be someone on duty at night.
Yeah.
So I think we should at least check in, like maybe not go wake Gretchen and do formal introductions, but at least check in.
Let them know we're here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
yeah, so as you make your way back into the Falcon. Oh, let's see.
That was
I need to fix that real quick because that was going to be way loud.
a very plaintive few notes.
Well, you know, the Valkenburg Foundation has its own background music. Yeah, so you're able. Brad is on duty. Though one of the orderlies is. You're able to find him, and he seems a little surprised to see you, especially since your numbers seem to have grown. It's like every time I see your pack, there seems to be someone new.
That is sort of our job. We're supposed to go out and bring Guru back here, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry, Zach. For a second, I thought she was one of your pack members. As he shoots a side eye to Dell.
Uh, Dell is, well, I guess it is kind of confusing. Dell is part of the pack. Janet here is new.
Yeah, she's a temp.
Janet is the guru that we were sent to rescue.
She's filling
Temporarily.
in while Phyllis is having her baby.
Look, Brad, we're just checking in, okay? It's been a long trip. I'm tired.
No worries. No worries. Well, does she need to stay upstairs, or can we like find her another spot?
She can stay with us until we have a chance to talk to Gretchen in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Assuming my RV is still outside.
Yeah, I think so. It was the other day. I usually go through the back, so I don't know. And with that, yeah, you see a head poke out of the kitchen area, look over to you. As he dips his head back in, as Victor Helms kind of peeks out to see who's making the noise.
Hi, Vic. It's us.
So I see. And then, with that, he kind of shrugs it off and goes back into the kitchen. And Dell's like, "Oh, is there anything else? I mean, yeah, I can see if I can get extra supplies or blankets or whatever else you might need."
Blankets would be great.
Oh, sure.
And if there's any food that you could spare.
Sure. There's a bunch of food in the kitchen. You're welcome to help yourselves. Yeah, and then he ends off down the hallway towards the supply area. So you're able to get in the kitchen, get some snacks, get some food. There's always lunch meat and bread and all that stuff always available.
Yeah, I'm happy to bring Janet in and have her look at anything she's interested in eating.
Yeah, you guys will find some food. As you head in the kitchen, Victor kind of stops in the doorway and kind of steps aside. Kind of just walks past you.
Kind of looks up at him as he goes by. He's like, woof.
Gotten into Vic.
So
I mean, he's never exactly been the most pleasant of fellas.
I don't think I've actually met him before.
Oh, he's like that all the time. You've met him.
Oh.
So with that, yeah, you're able to go and get food, and he comes back with blankets and stuff like that. And out front is your RV.
God, this thing is dusty. Was nobody cleaning it when we're gone?
No.
No.
Why would they?
Because we're the questing pack. I thought that came with like a little bit of a boon. Well, Janet, welcome to your coffin for the night. I'm
You
gonna
might
go get-
not phrase it quite like that.
There's a dead raccoon on the roof. I'm gonna get a hose and spray her down.
There is not a dead raccoon on the top of the hood.
Oh, that's right. That's sacrilegious. There's a dead possum on top of the roof.
How would a possum get on top of the roof?
He was confused by the moonlights. Man, something. He's just dead.
As you go to spray him, he jumps up and runs off.
Oh my god, he's alive.
He is playing possum.
Ugh.
So you're able to crash, have a relatively hard sleep as you wake up as the sun's coming up through the windows in the RV. The next morning,
They'll of course be awake so we can go greet the sun.
I was gonna say Dale's out there greeting the sun.
Yep.
Salute the sun.
Quite possibly waking everybody up.
Yep. So, um, with that, you go in, start cooking breakfast or whatever, and at one point, you go into the kitchen, and Gretchen's in there getting herself a cup of coffee, and she's like, "Oh, you're back."
We are. Uh, we we found the guru who was the subject of the letter. Janet, this is Gretchen.
She switches her cup to the other hand, reaches out. It's a pleasure to meet you. You seem to be doing fairly well. Did was there a lot? Is there a lot to go over? Do we need to have a schedule a briefing meeting? Debriefing meeting?
Yeah, so we need you to meet with Janet here, who we rescued from the Deep Umbra. She's looking to have somewhere she can stay while she tries to find more about her pack.
Yeah, I can arrange that. I do have a. Can we do that this afternoon? We're a little. Does anyone want to give me a? What were you going to say, Aaron?
I was going to say, is something wrong, Gretchen? You seem a little bit flustered.
We had an incident last night. Apparently, I'm still trying to figure out what all happened.
Kind of incident.
We lost one of our patients.
Like he's dead or he's not here?
She's not with us anymore.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
That could still be either one, though.
What happened?
We found her this morning.
Yes, we can talk about it later, but and you know, if there's something we can help with, that's what you have us here for.
Well, it was Judy. Like I said, we found her this morning. The staff's pretty shaken up, so.
We can talk later.
Yeah.
Take care of what you need to take care of, but
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you. And you can see that she's now that she's kind of talked about it a little bit, you can kind of see that some of the telltale signs. Her hand is definitely clenched onto the coffee mug, sternly, things like that. She seems pretty rattled.
yeah.
So,
Poor thing.
Lots of empathy. You're like, I want to go hang out with her. We have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't think we have time for that.
I do think we need to look into it at least.
Well, where? No, I don't want to ask about that right now. I don't think that's gonna. I cannot think of a tactful way to be like, hey, where'd you find her?
Well, I think let the staff get things in order and present things to us rather than poke our nose in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fair enough.
When she meets with us, we'll be able to.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll be able to ask her more particular questions. I don't think we're going to get any evidence lost in the meantime.
So what are we doing with Janet until noon 30?
We could show her around, introduce her to the
staff.
The staff. That's right. There are no other local guru because all of the Lucas have gone elsewhere.
well, there's the nearby sept.
Right. Well, yeah. Although she would have met them briefly when we returned via the moon bridge.
Yep.
But yeah, we can give her the nickel to her, and I mean, it's also been several days. If any of us have things we need to check in on or do, now would be the time.
What about our friendly little text message? What are we doing about that?
I don't think we should meet with Orson until we get a sense of what happened here. That guy's a bag full of weasels on the best of days, and if somebody died here, I'm sure he's all amped up.
Yeah, I don't want to give him credit or blame until we know more, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to blame him right now.
I'd like to have a little more proof before we go throwing around accusations.
Yeah. Due process
he-
and all that, and I'm a fan.
And if he didn't have anything to do with it, I don't really want to be the one to tell him that something happened.
Yeah.
That's double true.
So with that, you have a few hours to kill as you're working your way around the Valkenburg Foundation. You do manage to see some of the staff. They just generally seems to be a rather sense of despair, just kind of hanging in the air right now, and melancholy, which is not unexpected. But you're able to introduce Janet to various members of the staff, show her the actual compound itself, which is the main building, the outlying staff housing building, the stables, and the old lupus pen that's no longer in use. Along with that, you're able to touch base with a couple people of the Sept.
So Kennedy's going to want to give a call back to the Rileys back in New York, just kind of check in with them.
Awesome. Yeah, you are able to get a hold of them. There's always someone at home. They actually have a landline still, because
Because there's
Whack.
always...
there's always someone home. And so yeah, they think it's awesome. They're so glad to hear from you. You spend probably about 20-30 minutes doing chit chat, just general, how are the kids? And well, there's a whole lot of kids to go through. So
Right.
but they generally seem happy to hear about you. They do tell you that there's been there was someone asking around the neighborhood about you. She seems to be she said she was just an investigator, but she smelled of the feds.
Well, I am an international abduction.
And they give you a description of the woman. Will you make me an intelligence? I'm trying to think of a good skill for this. I'll say intelligence and enigmas. Difficulty 5.
Okay. I get no successes.
Okay. Yeah, they give you a description of a woman. It doesn't ring a bell to you.
Okay.
But. And so you're able to do that. Dell, you're able to check with some of the other members of the local SEP just to make sure everything's okay over there. Was there anyone that Darren or Killian wanted to follow up on?
No, I'm just hanging out with Janet all day.
Yeah, you surprisingly get along pretty well. You've heard lots of stories about the fact that supposedly the Greta Fenris and the Black Furies don't get along with each other,
Oh.
but she seems to be really chill, and the two of you just, you know, seem to get along pretty well. So, um,
I'm not your typical Geta Fenris. I'm like a Geta Fenris who was raised by Mormons.
so, so with that, as the day passes on, everyone can do their thing. And late in the afternoon, you are called into Gretchen's office. She does eventually tell you she wants to speak to just the pack momentarily, and then we'll talk to Janet afterwards as well. As you get,
Not unexpected.
please come in, and she kind of waves you into the office. So, as I mentioned this morning, it's been a rather hectic several hours. We found Judy in her room last night, or early this morning. Seems like it just was too much, and we thought we were getting through to her, and well, she took her own life.
Nobody's cleaned up the cell. Or where did they find her?
We found her in her room.
Has anyone cleaned up that room since you found the body?
Well, we have moved her. I mean, we didn't want to upset the other patients, so we didn't move her. But we don't really have an appropriate room for that right now. So we do want to arrange for a burial, but I don't even know who she's trying to figure out who to even contact if there's anyone we need to notify. I mean, she was Glasswalker, but
Oh, give me a chance to investigate the room. I want to take a look around and see if everything is what it looks like it is.
okay. Do you think something else? Do you have cause to believe something else may have happened?
Just in the interest of due diligence.
Darren's naturally suspicious of everything.
It's his gut
That is true.
and lunch.
You never know with the Umbra and with some of the other patients that we've got stored here. I just like to be thorough, and I'm sure you understand.
Certainly, yeah.
What time do we know what time this happened? Or no, probably not. And no one would have found her till the morning.
I mean, we had some of the orderlies on duty, but they didn't hear any commotion or anything like that.
I'm wondering if it happened before or after we got back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't realize you were even back until I saw you in the kitchen this morning.
We came in last night. We didn't want to wake you.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. With that, who wants to make me a perception investigation check?
That very much sounds like a Darren thing.
I would love to.
Difficulty 9.
Put on your magnifying glass. You got this.
You said intelligence investigation or perception?
Perception.
Investigation. Perception. And let me make sure I'm not in Krynos form anymore.
Ah, come on.
Won't affect your intelligence. The only stat that goes down is your manipulation.
The Sherlock Guru
Sherlock Holmes, perhaps.
I am the Hound of the Baskerville. I solved it, Watson. It's elementary. What was the difficulty again, Jonesy?
9.
9. Okay. I want to read the story where Sherlock finds out he was the killer all along. 2 successes.
3 successes?
2 successes.
On difficulty 9.
On difficulty 9, I got a 9 and a 10.
Ooh, look at my roller.
Actually, I got 3,
Ow.
7, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Killian, stop using the Weaver spirits on roll 20.
I'm a damn good cop.
Yeah, and when she mentions that it's been hectic and stuff, and mentions she's been super tired. You notice that she's got pretty significant bags under her eyes, like she hasn't been sleeping well for several nights. And now that you think about it, most of the staff seems to be seems to look exhausted, more so than just we got up early because it's
Because there was a suicide.
yes.
Gretchen, have you been having trouble sleeping?
Not that I know of. I mean, I haven't been tossing and turning or anything like that.
Have you been on waking feeling rested?
No, not really. But this job is definitely taxing and stressful. So
Had any unusual dreams?
That's my next question. You been dreaming at all?
nothing stands out.
I wish we had a doctor guru. We could we could check her, see how her vitals are doing.
I'm not a doctor in this game. I can't do that.
Dr. Guru, MD.
We're giving CBS too many TV show ideas.
Graduated Peru Medical School at the age of 14.
Doogie Howler.
Doggy. Never mind. No, stop. Stop.
Oh, followed by Dr. Quinn, Medicine Wolf.
Yes.
So that's I have a question.
Mhm.
Are the wards still in place? It's like this. I mean, this place is supposed to be kind of locked up tight. Spirits ain't supposed to be getting in and out.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, Del, can you
Chaos
check
game.
for any weird spirit stuff? So yeah, good thinking.
Well, that's kind of where I was thinking. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
I would very much like to see what the. I mean, I was gonna wait to shift into the Umbra until we got to Judy's room, but I mean, I can.
Sure.
Can look anyway.
Well, most of the warding is actually on the second floor. That's where the heavy wards are.
Right. And would Judy have been in that area, or would she have been
Yes.
elsewhere? Okay.
Yes. So with that, unless there's anything else that your pack wants to ask Gretchen about.
I think I'm okay with Gretchen. I think maybe she's an unsuspecting victim of whatever's going on.
I'm worried that something got in here.
Yeah, me too. Unless she's willing to let me check her for vampire bites or something.
Vampire cooties.
What? You don't trust my NPCs in the World of Darkness game?
Actually, I think we do trust her. It's
Oh, that's
just that.
I don't trust the music change.
Yeah.
Well, so with that, you are able to meet with Gretchen. Does welcome Judy, Janet in. The pack the group of you talk a little bit about what transpired, and I'll leave it up to you about how much you fill her in about. Look, we have a second totem.
She's kinfolk. She doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah, good. I don't see how that's any of her business.
No. And all that
Our
stuff.
polycule is our business.
You can't tell us who we can sell our soul to. Get out of here, lady.
And with that, you kind of just general rundown of the mission. She thinks that if you haven't given the card to, did you give the card to the?
I gave it to
you
Tall
talked-
Wolf. Yeah.
Okay, you did. Okay.
Yep.
She will suggest setting Lucian, their scout, out to talk with the Bonars in the nearby city. They might be a little bit subtler about finding out what's going on there, and tipping off people to try to see what's going on, make sure that there's nothing else they need to be concerned about.
Oh, does she want the back door to the server for the entire complex?
There's not much she would probably be able to deal with it.
She knows
But
a
it's something we
Glasswalker.
Give to the Bonars.
Victor, who's Glasswalker, might be able to.
Right, Victor.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Victor about that later when he's stopped being grumpy.
You're going to be
After
waiting
the-
an awfully long
yeah.
time.
So, after that, she will continue to talk to Janet, just to get do an evaluation assessment of Janet, her health and condition, stuff like that. And with that, she will actually ask to speak to Janet by herself, and then.
Yeah. I'm happy to do that. I'm going to head up to investigate the room.
So you head down to the second floor. Since Digression's office is on the top of the building.
Right.
And on the second floor, there are currently 6 residents currently in stay at the Valkenburg Foundation. There were 7, but Judy's room was right next to the main entranceway. So her room was right across from Delilah. And down a couple rooms from Orson's.
Of course it is. Before I go in, can I go look in the door slot and see what Orson's doing?
Sure.
I'm not gonna engage with him. I'm just gonna open it and peek.
Yeah. He just seems to be sitting there, rocking with his knees pulled up to his chest, and seems to just be there quietly rocking to himself and humming.
What's this crazy bastard up to? I won't engage with him though. I will go ahead and head back over to the suicide room and take a look.
Okay. You're able to. The door is currently unlocked, so you're able to get into the room. There's not much in the room. There is a toilet, a window, a bed frame with some bedding.
And is her body still here? I was a little unclear on that.
No,
Okay.
I thought it would be too upsetting.
Okay.
That would be pretty upsetting to have a body lying around all day. Yes.
And the story was hanging? Was that how she killed herself?
Yes,
Okay. I would like to do a forensic sweep of the room.
by all means. I
As
figured-
he's doing that. Oh, sorry. I was gonna sniff the room out. It was gonna be a similar operation, I guess. So.
Yeah, get in here, drug dog.
No, I came with you for that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Canine cop.
I give you like 2 more episodes before Derek
Mel, how
starts
many
calling me
marijuanas are in
McGruff.
this room?
McGruff, the crime guru. So I will need perception investigation checks from the 2 of you.
As I was planning on being more in the sniffing lupus end of things. I guess I could still. That's still investigation.
Yeah, it'd still be because you're basically trying to find something unusual. You know.
Yeah. What's the difficulty, Jonesy?
Difficulty is going to be 7. Drops it. Remember, Lupus form drops that difficulty.
I got 1 success and it is a 10, if that matters.
No, I'm not going to worry about activating heightened senses right now, just in the interest of keeping things moving. Perception diff. And what was the stated diff? I'm sorry.
7.
Alright. So it would actually be a 5 for Delve.
Yep.
Two successes.
Worse than nobody's talking to you.
With that, you quickly are checking the room. It looks like that the room is, like I said, it's pretty Spartan. What you do see is that there seems to be some signs of fabric fibers and stuff like that, where she ripped up the sheets and stuff to enable this to happen. You do see that there's also, as you search the entire room, you do see that there's also some fibers near the window, which kind of makes sense because you do know in the past she's done her best to push up a bunch of pillows against the window and stuff to keep the sound of outside out. She was the glasswalker that had massive agoraphobia and fear of the wilds. So, but yeah, there doesn't seem to be any other signs of anything off that what you expected, based on the conversation they gave you. You do know that they moved her body down to one of the storerooms. They're going to arrange to have a memoriam for her and bury her next day or so out in the wilds.
Not finding anything really suspicious in here, I think my next plan would be to go down and examine the body.
So, Dell, you are able to sniff around. You do obviously get her scent in the room. You get the scent of the orderlies and the staff and your pack.
Anyone
your pack.
else?
I mean, other than there's no unusual scents here as far as people go. You do get a fairly strong antiseptic smell, which seems to be unusual. It seems to be a little stronger. I mean, there's obviously cleaning supplies and stuff used elsewhere in the other rooms and stuff because they clean them.
Yeah.
But it does seem to be a little bit more stronger and more chemically. And how well did you do on that roll?
I got 2 successes. Yeah.
Okay.
None of them were crits, but.
And you do get the slightest smell of iron, rust, possibly. You are so, and I do know you mentioned upstairs that you also wanted to make sure to check the wards and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna pop into the Umbra. Was gonna be my next step.
You do know that if you stepped in the Umbra, it might, and the wards are up, that might, set them off. But you are able to peek across, and you do confirm that they are still up. So.
Well, Del, would you be willing to come downstairs with me and look at the body?
So.
Yeah.
What? While those two were doing that, was there anything specifically Kennedy and Killian wanted to do?
I'm up to going to give this back door to Victor. I don't know if Kennedy thinks I should or if we should.
I don't see any harm in it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get more status.
Darren did want to ask Kennedy if she would be willing to interrogate Delilah, who has the cell across from Judy's. See if she heard anything last night. Since Kennedy's more of a people person than I am.
I mean, I can try, but I also don't want to tip her off that anything happened.
She is the one that's suffering from. She's the Glasswalker, and you know that she spends most of her time in a catatonic state.
Yeah, so she's probably not even. And
So-
when she is aware, she's extremely paranoid.
I was gonna say, so either she's not gonna know anything, or she's gonna know something real fucked up. It could be worth talking to her, just to see if she has a
Yeah, at least-
reaction.
I can at least check in on her and see if she was even awake last night.
Yeah, you don't have to tip your hand or anything, but she's the one who was closest, unless one of the orderlies was around.
All right. Yeah, I can check in on her.
So, with that, you're able to check over, and she currently is laying in her bed, non-responsive. As you check with one of the orderlies, she's been pretty much non-responsive for the last 2 days. And as the other two go to check on the body, and Killian goes to check with meet with his buddy, everyone's favorite man, Victor. I think this is a good time to take our quick break.
Cool.
That's good.
So we will be back after a few. We're gonna go just stretch, hydrate, and all that fun stuff. By all means, thank you for tuning in. And while we're on our break, our little cool carousel will play some of the cool other updates we're having and other games that we have going on. And we'll be back in a few.